Hey Queen Babes, welcome back to another Friday Revelations with your girl Veli, aka Nobody's Princess. And this week we are still talking about self-care. So if you missed video 1 on this topic of self-care, I need you to go back and watch video 1 before you watch this one. If you've missed it, just go to my channel and go find the video 1 for self-care, which was self-care is not optional. So that was the revelation that you guys got last week. So this week we are still talking about self-care, and I'm going to bring you another revelation, which is simply this. Self-care can be anything you want it to be. So let's think about that, because a lot of people think that self-care is like a specific thing. Like, what comes to your mind when you think of self-care? Because I know a lot of people think that self-care is like going to the spa, getting their hair done, getting their nails done, like all this melodic stuff that we think self-care is. Because when most of the times when you see self-care ads and stuff, that's what you see, right? People getting their hair done, their nails done, or going to the spa. But here's a revelation. Self-care can be anything you want it to be. Say it one more time. Self-care can be anything you want it to be. Because here's the thing about self-care. You see the first word in self-care? It's self. Self-care is about you and not about anybody else. So self-care can be whatever it is you want it to be, and not what your friends, your family members, or anybody in the mainstream who's marketing to these services to you telling you that self-care is. Self-care can be whatever you want it to be. So I'm going to give you 4 tips on how you can live that revelation. So tip number 1, as I said, self-care is about self, so make it personal. Think about things that you do that make you feel better, that make you feel like yourself, or that makes you feel more relaxed. Like, for example, introverted and extroverted people, they get relaxed in different ways. Some by being around people, others by being away from people. It's whatever works for you. So when you're thinking about your self-care routine or what you're going to do on your self-care day, think about what works for you. Don't think about what works for anybody else but you. And think about those moments where you feel energized or you are renewed. Think about the things that got you there. So that's tip number 1. Make it personal. Make your self-care day or your self-care hour or your self-care minutes about you and what it is that you like to do. Tip number 2 is to try something different every once in a while, at least. Or I should say, don't knock something until you try it. Because there are some people who might not be into getting a pedicure or a manicure or a spa day, and some people might not be into it just for the simple fact that they've never done it before. Well, not doing something should not be the reason why you don't try something. So if you want to try, or if you've tried getting a massage, for example, and the massage didn't work for you, then that's you, at least you've tried, so you can do something else. But if you have never tried it and you're like, I don't think that's gonna work for me, try it at least one time. Don't knock it until you try it, because I'm telling you, there are things out there that you've never tried that will do wonders for you, but you won't know until you've come to the other side of that. So try some things at least once. Tip number 3, take as much or as little time as you need. So I know that I said I want you guys to schedule yourselves a self-care day, and give yourself maybe an hour or 2 to do whatever the things is that you want to do, right? But some of you may not have the luxury. Some of you may not have family nearby. Some of you may not have somebody that you can ask to watch your kids. If you're a single parent and you're in a new city, you don't have the convenience of walking away from your kids, right? Because you have to be there. So what I want you to do is to take the 5 minutes, whatever it is that you have, and take that and do that for your self-care. Because self-care, of course, can be anything you want it to be. So if you have 5 minutes to do your self-care, think about what you can do in that 5 minutes that can help you feel energized, that can help you feel renewed in your spirit, that can help you just get some mental clarity. Because I tell you, a little bit goes a long way. So for this week's revelation, I want you to remember that self-care can be anything you want it to be. And my last tip, as always, tip number 4 is share the revelation. Because I'm telling you, there are a lot of women out there who, when they hear the word self-care, they think about the same thing you did. They think about people going to a spa, think about people going getting their hair done or getting their nails done, when that is not self-care. Self-care is about the things that you like to do, the things that will renew you and your energy, and the things that are about you. So self-care can be anything you want it to be, and I need you to tell them that. When you see her saying, "Oh, I can't do self-care because I ain't got no time to go to no spa. I ain't got no time to go get this hair or these nails done." Say, excuse me, that's not self-care. Self-care can be whatever it is you want it to be. And if you don't like any of the things and you've never tried them, then you should at least try it once. Or if you've done those things and you know you don't like them, then do whatever it is that you want to do for your self-care. Self-care does not have to be those things that you see every day. Okay, ladies, so that's your revelation that I want you to get for this week. Self-care can be anything you want it to be, and I want you to live the revelations. So go through my 4 tips. 1, make it personal. 2, try something different if you've never tried it before. 3, take as much or as little time as you have. And 4, of course, is always share the revelations. So I will see you guys next week. We're going to talk about self-care for 2 more weeks, and then we're going to move on to a new topic, because I know you guys are tired of hearing about self-care, right? So we're going to talk about self-care 2 more times for this month, and then next month we're going to move on to a new topics. So come back next week for our next Friday Revelations with Nobody's Princess. All right, see you, Queen Babes.